1 2 1 2. Hello, hello. Anyone hear me out there? Tell me if the music is too loud. Tell me if the audio video sync is far too off, please. Styles Davis, I thought they were your hands in the pre-roll. How you doing, everybody? We all out there? I see Facebook are on the comments. I see YouTube are on the comments. So I think we are good to go. Hello, yes, welcome to a live Q&A from DJcity Tips and Tricks. Obviously, I am not in the DJcity UK lab. I'm in my house because we are in lockdown here in the UK. I hope you're all safe and well, and your families are safe and well. I mean, obviously, there's lots of badness going around in the world right now, but we're going to get away from that for an hour or so. We're going to talk nerdy stuff about DJing. That's basically what I'm here to talk about. We've got a few comments that came through already on the DJcity posts, and I've got some stuff that I want to bring into the conversation, and we are looking at your comments as well. I've got all the comments coming through on restream.io. Slightly out of sync. Yeah, I think it's going to be back and forth for different people with different connections as we go. So hopefully it'll kind of work itself out as we go. I'm not going to do shout outs, I think, in the comments because it's going to be too many. Let's talk about topics in particular. And of course, the big topic right now is going to be streaming because I'm learning to stream right here. This is the thing with the streaming thing, right? I'm not an expert on live streaming at all. There are some channels out there on YouTube that you should definitely go and check out. Epos Vox is one of them. He's really got all this kind of stuff covered with the OBS, with the webcams and all this kind of thing. Obviously, we're looking at it from a DJ specific kind of point of view. Now, I'm going to take my headphones out because that's quite annoying me listening to myself. There we go. So, yeah, everyone's streaming. Everyone's asking me. The questions that came in already were basically about platforms and where you should try and stream. I think Twitch is quite possibly going to be the one. For me, I've got my Twitch channel set up now, Mojaxx DJ. Go give me a follow. And all the big kind of platforms, all the big, like we're doing streams on Twitch. Beatport did a massive 36-hour live stream last weekend where they raised loads of money for charity. I think Twitch is possibly the way to go at the moment. Now, it may be that they get a lockdown on copyright. That might happen at some point. I don't know. But yeah, as of right now, Facebook is a nightmare for copyright. YouTube is generally okay. You won't get pulled midstream, but you will sometimes get, it'll get blocked in retrospect, so after the fact. But I think if you're doing live stuff, it's best to do it kind of, just treat it as live, treat it as disposable. Don't worry about having it carried on, being able to rewatch afterwards. Would be best to go live on your website. You know what? If you could go live, if you've got a website, now is the time. I mean, this is something that I haven't really spoken about before during these times. A lot of DJs are out of work, but they've also got other responsibilities. They're having to find other work, or they've got kids at home and they're having to homeschool. A lot of people do not have extra time on their hands right now, and I feel for all of those people. I really do. And so I didn't really want to come out of the gate once this all kicked off going, hey, think of all the amazing things you can do with your time. But there are some of you out there who are kind of furloughed from DJing, and you've got stuff that you can be getting on with. So library management, now's the time. Refresh your library, start over again. I'll do a video about that quite soon. The other idea is that you can do stuff like create a website if you don't have one. If you do have one already, is it really out of date? This is the question. I see a lot of DJs' websites. They've got old links on there, their dates, their calendar stuff. Obviously, no one's got a calendar right now in the industry, but yeah, everything's kind of out of date. So give it a refresh, get it up. Now, one thing I will say, if you're not familiar with web design, Squarespace is definitely a great way to go. Now, they sponsor every YouTube video on the planet. They don't sponsor this one, but I've been paying Squarespace money for like 4 years now, just for basically a holding page. So if I get some free time soon, I'm going to go and update my own website because I think it's really important. Lots of talk about, okay, not getting kicked off. All right, let's get back to streaming, right? Let's talk streaming. Everyone wants to talk streaming. That's where DJing is happening in the world right now. No one's DJing in venues, so people are streaming online. Let's talk about what I've been testing and what I've been working out as we go, right? The first thing is, check out my fancy switcher. Look at this. Whoa, look at that. This is the Roland VR1 HD switcher. It's going HDMI, and I've got 3 HDMI inputs plus audio input. It's really, really good, right? But anyway, So the simple way to do things is obviously to get your phone and you get the Rode SC4 adapter, which is the TRRS to TRRS. It's that one. That's quite hard to do, that angle. And then Facebook Live and IG at the same time. We'll do that, Alex, in a minute, right? So yeah, this is the way that I was getting audio into my phone, like with the iPhone 5S and the 6S that I had. I was going in with that, and it just converts the stereo into the TRRS, tip ring sleeve connector, and it was all fine. But now we have iPhones with no headphone socket, and a lot of Android phones don't have a headphone socket either. So I've been running the Apple connector into the Lightning, so you've got 3.5 to Lightning. And if you're sending out a very low level to your phone, so you're basically it's making it think it's a microphone coming in, not a line level, then that should work in theory. But it's just so, it's so up and down right now. Like I tried to stream with it earlier today and I fiddled around with it and it wasn't working, and then it was working again. So I don't know what to say. I went and bought a third-party one of these. I said this in my episode last week. So I've got an extra Lightning 2 because I thought maybe it's the Apple ones. I've got 2 of those. They weren't working. And it's a problem, you know, and some people are getting good results and some people are just getting terrible results with it right now. I don't know. That is still by far the cheapest way to get direct audio for your streams into a phone. And when it works, it's great. But as of this point in time, it's just too unreliable. So I reviewed the Go mixer from Roland last week. Really happy with the Go mixer. Yeah, it doesn't charge your phone, but there are kind of ways to work around it, and the quality's great. And for me, it's been plug and play. I haven't seen anyone have issues with this in my comments, touch wood, so far, and it just seems to work really well. So I really like the Go mixer. It's about $80–90 or thereabouts, so it's a great option. Roland, all credit to Roland. They sent me a whole bunch of stuff. They sent me the Go Mixer Pro, which is the next one up. That's got a proper balanced mic input with phantom power and everything else. So that one, I'm really impressed by that so far. I'm going to play with it some more. And they sent me the Go Livecast, which I think is possibly... I can't work this camera angle out at all. There you go. It's got loads of stuff which DJs don't need. And when I used it with Instagram, I couldn't turn off the internal mic. There's an internal mic here, and I couldn't get it turned off. So, yeah, I don't know about the Livecast. That might not be the one, but the Pro seems very good. I will come with a full review on that one shortly. But what I'd never used prior to this was the IK Multimedia, the iRig stuff. Because shout out to Chris Villa, ultimate amazing DJ, who did the live stream for DJcity last week. I think he did his, and he used the iRig 2, and that was fantastic. This is the iRig Stream, which has just arrived from iRig today. So I'll be testing that one as well. The iRig 2 should do it. Again, the iRig 2, as far as I'm aware, someone correct me in the comments if I am wrong, but the iRig 2 just goes out to a TRRS. I don't think it goes in via USB. So you may have similar problems with these silly little cables, you know, the adapters going to USB-C or going to Lightning. It's a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, really, I just literally haven't plugged in the iRig Stream. It turned up today. I'm excited to do that. So there will be a review of that one next week. I'll prioritize that over probably the Roland Go Mixer Pro. Still standing by the Evermix as a really good option. It's quite a lot of money. It's like $120, £120. It's not that cheap, and it does use a proprietary cable, which I don't really like, but then so does the iRig Stream. So yeah, but in general, yeah, the Evermix box is reliable as well. It's a great option if you have that available. Now I'm running through, as I say, this VR1 HD from Roland here. It's really nice. It's like 1300. iRig 2 uses USB. Okay, I stand corrected then. If it uses USB, then that's fantastic. I'm watching the comments. I'm trying to watch the comments. You can't get your Notate to work with a TRRS. This is the thing, right? The TRRS thing is a nightmare. I went out and bought, because I've been trying to collect all this stuff to test for you guys and girls. I went and bought this one, which is a splitter. And it's not just a regular headphone splitter. It actually has TRRS on the far end. And it's got one for the mic and one for the headphones. That did not work for me at all. The trick is Matt Fly saying you plug in the Apple adapter in first and then plug the other cable in. That's what I did earlier today and it didn't work. I think one of the keys, if you're trying to get into that TRRS connection, is you've got to turn it down super low to start with, because if you feed too hot an input to it, then the phone just goes, no, I'm not having this, and it just loses the plot. So yeah, not ideal. The reason I'm focusing so much on audio is because when we're live streaming, all of you watching this, then we are actually, the audio is top priority. I really don't think that you should worry that much about your video. Video's like completely secondary. People aren't tuning into DJ streams to check out your beautiful faces. They're tuning in to listen to you play. So I think your top priority should always be to get your audio on point and get it locked down first of all. That for me is number one. We'll talk about video though in a minute, because yeah, they've got something very cool that I've been rocking with here. Another option, just going through all of them basically right now, because this is all anyone's asking me. My DMs are full of people asking about streaming. You know, I know it gets a bit repetitive, but this is how it is, right? So this is the Behringer UCA 202. Now, I mentioned this in my OBS video years ago when I was doing it then, because I was using it as a plug and play interface straight into OBS over USB. It's got one line input, one line output, and it just works. It's super simple. It works really well with OBS on a computer, but turns out it does also work with a phone if you have the right adapter. So if you have something like this, this is the Apple camera connection kit. It's a USB, regular USB port into a Lightning on the other end. And that, with this Behringer, just works. Just straight up works. Like no issues whatsoever. The beauty of that is it is a line level. It's an audio interface, like with the iRig Stream, like with the Roll and Go mixer. So you don't have to feed it a low level. You can just hit a regular line level into it, and it just works. And the reason it does work is because it is a Core Audio compliant device. So it doesn't need any drivers on a Mac. In general, if you've got any audio interface that doesn't need drivers on a Mac, it will probably work with an iPhone and probably work with an Android phone as well. Because things like, I know for a fact, because I helped DJ Yoda set his up recently over FaceTime, he's been running the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2, one of those Focusrite Scarlett interfaces. Again, it is Core Audio compliant. He could just plug it into the phone with a camera connection kit and he was good to go. And you can also get another camera connection kit with an extra Lightning port on it, and that will let you just go straight in and power the phone at the same time. So yeah, there are options out there. So it's definitely, the iRig Pre has XLR input. Yeah, I mean the iRig Pre, Noah Hernando, shout out. That's, as far as I know, that is one that's just a mic preamp. So basically, again, you need to send it a mic level input. This will be uploaded to YouTube. Just checking out some comments. Yeah, UCA 222 from Behringer is basically the same device as the 202, I think. So that should work absolutely, you know, clean and as well. Absolutely fantastic. Now, okay, that's audio. I think that's all I've got to tell you about audio that's new at the moment. So let's talk about video a little bit, because in my previous videos, I was talking about the Logitech C920 webcams, which I still stand by. They are still a very reliable webcam for streaming on your computer. You know, they're not the best looking thing in the world. There's better cameras from Logitech themselves. There's not that many great webcams out there in general. Yeah, webcams in general are not amazing, but that will do the job. And as I say, priority is it's got to be audio as a DJ stream. That's the main thing that counts. So yeah, the the C920 though, you can't get them anymore. They do not exist, like, you know, because everyone around the world is working from home. Everyone's doing Zoom meetings. Everyone's doing house party, things like that. And so buying anything to do with streaming is just basically impossible. So I want to give you some other options, and I'm going to shout out at this point, right? Yes, DJ Feta, shout out right to you. You've got this on lock. I'd heard about this thing called OBS Camera, which is an app that lets you feed your phone, Android or iOS, into OBS Studio on your computer. OBS Studio, if you're not familiar, that is a free software which I'm using right now. It lets you do multiple scenes, overlays, different cameras, different audio sources. It's a TV production switcher bit of software, but it's completely free because it's open source. So absolutely fantastic, right? Cheap action cams work as webcams. I heard that DJ Holland, shout out to you. Yeah, I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, so basically, yeah, OBS Camera. I had my doubts about it because people were telling me about it, and I was like, well, I don't want to get into wireless cameras in OBS because streaming and audio video sync is already a nightmare. I don't know how well I am synced on this right now. I've been playing with the sync settings, the delay in OBS for hours this evening, and I hope it's kind of tight, but it's a nightmare. Doesn't matter, again, too much if you're DJing. It's not the end of the world, but it's nice to have it kind of vaguely in sync. And I was like, I can't have a wireless camera. That's not gonna work for me. But then I realised somebody told me, I don't know who it was who told me this. Oh, it was Mr. Jam. Shout out Mr. Jam from Radio 1. Yeah, you can use it wired. You can just plug it in with a lightning cable or a USB-C cable into your computer and use it wired instead of wireless, which means the latency is acceptable, which is awesome. So this, now I'm going to switch over to it right now. This is an iPad Pro over here. This is the front-facing camera, not a great camera, right? Not ideal, but the rear one, the angle was wrong. And obviously the camera on a phone, something like a more recent iPhone, is going to be far superior to this. But this is the iPad camera right now, feeding straight into OBS with a cable. So it's going over USB-C in this case, but it works with a lightning cable. I tried it with my phone and it just works. This is amazing. Like, this is super solid. And the latency is not completely on point, but it's very, very good. And you can lock off, you can't lock off like focus and stuff particularly, but you can lock off the exposure. So I've got that done. It comes up a bit bright as a rule. It kind of overexposes. But let me just pull up. This is what's coming over HDMI. So the bottom right of your screen you're seeing right now, that's the Roland VR1 HD, which is like a $1,300 HDMI switcher. And above that, in the left corner, you are seeing the OBS camera from my iPad, front-facing camera. And let's do a latency test. It's not bad, right? It's pretty good. I am seriously impressed by this. I was going to do an actual just video about this, but I just wanted to tell you all in the stream because it's just awesome. So I fully recommend OBS Camera. The app itself is like, I think $19 or something like that, but that's a lot cheaper than buying a webcam. You know, most people, you might have an older phone yourself. I've got my old phones. I always keep them. And you might have a partner's phone or somebody who lives with you. You could borrow their phone just as a second device. It's fantastic. And that could avoid your audio issues because you can then use a computer, use OBS Studio like I'm doing here, and just run it. I think that is a fantastic option. OBS Camera, fully recommended. I haven't tried it over wireless. I'm not going to bother, to be honest, because I don't know why you would, because the option is there to do it just as it is over the cable, and I think it's just fantastic. So yeah, OBS Camera, my new latest recommendation. SK83 put me onto it as well. Loads of different people have been putting me onto that app, and I just kept turning my nose up because of the wireless thing, and I didn't realize. Buy a Stream Deck. Yes, thanks to the DJ stuff. This is the thing, right? If you want to get into the streaming stuff, there is so much out there. As I say, EPOS Vox. In fact, I'm going to look up this other channel, which I've been watching loads of his videos, and I think it's only fair that I do. Basically, I must do it. Let's have a look, see if I can find the other channel. EPOS Vox is absolutely superb. And who's this other guy? I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube. It's basically all I watch. Alpha Gaming and EPOS Vox. They are, for me, the live streaming dons. Because, you know, the live streaming stuff, it's been done in the gaming world now for so long. You know, DJs are kind of late to the party in many ways. And right now, this is the only way we can play music to people. I had an absolute blast on Wednesday night. I forget what day of the week it is now because we're on this lockdown thing. Everything's blurring into one. Yeah, Wednesday night, I did a mix on my Twitch channel, which was just super fun. Just connecting with people and playing music. That's what, as DJs, we are all about. So I think it's really important to do that. So yeah, let's talk on what sucks on wireless. On Mac, it crashes. I'm just checking some of these comments here. It sucks. Okay, it crashes wireless. Right, so don't go for OBS Camera with wireless. Stick to the Lightning or USB connection. Absolutely. Streamlabs is something that keeps coming up all the time as well. People keep telling me about Streamlabs. The thing with Streamlabs is, until literally 2 days ago, it was Windows only. it wasn't available. It was Windows and for mobile apps. It wasn't available on OS 10. And so I couldn't use it for streaming because, don't get me wrong, the Schenker Windows laptop that I've been using for DJing is an amazing DJ laptop, but it's a specific audio laptop. It doesn't have a dedicated graphics card. It's just not up to the job of doing live streaming. And so I can't use that. I have to use, I'm very lucky in that I have here in the lab, you know, I've got an iMac. I have this MacBook Pro 16 that I bought for video editing on the go. Obviously, we're not doing a lot of travel anymore, so thankfully it's coming in useful as a streaming device. But yeah, there's, you know, when Streamlabs, I'm hearing a lot of good things about. I hear it helps you do a lot of things which regular OBS can't do. It's basically like a fork of OBS, which they've made and will let you do more things. So I fully recommend checking out Streamlabs OBS. I'll be doing that myself in the next few days, without a doubt. Anyone here good in graphics, trying to make your DJ logo and lower thirds? This is the thing. I'm really, really bad at doing design work. I'm terrible at it. Anyone who knows me long term will tell you that I'm just a disaster with Photoshop or anything like that. One place I can recommend, if you just want, you know, aside from the logo side of things, if you want nice overlays for your streams in OBS, that kind of stuff, I've checked out Nerd or Die. I got my stuff from them just to get me going. It was like $10 for a whole overlay pack. It's really easy to install. That's really worth doing. Sean Groove, any tips on avoiding Facebook stream interruptions? Yeah, don't use Facebook. That's my tip. Facebook is the worst, right? They're all... You've got to remember that DJs aren't allowed to stream on any of these platforms. It's not allowed. You're not licensed for it. The platforms themselves, they're effectively broadcasting what you're doing and they're not licensed for it either. So anytime you get away with streaming, you've got to count yourself lucky. And this is why I say right now, the place seems to be Twitch, because at the moment you seem to get away with it on Twitch. I've seen stuff literally today. I've gone on and watched something from the Beatport 36-hour stream they did, and part of one of the sets was muted because copyright. But the main thing is when you're doing a live stream, that it goes out live and you get through the stream. On Wednesday night on my stream, I got cut off once on Facebook. YouTube was clean the whole time, no breaks on that. Twitch was clean the whole time. So it's just about keeping it going. That's all that matters. Forget about the replays. If you want something that's going to live forever on your channels, just make a video. Yeah, just make a routine and do a video. Put your effort into that. For me, live, and I don't know, let me know in the comments if you agree with this, but for me, live is about keeping it going. Like just having it there, it's there, you have to watch it live, and then it's gone. That's the way that I see it. If you want something that is going to last forever, put the work in and make a video, do a routine, do a set, and then put that out. Don't just do something off the cuff, off the fly. I think it's, you know, there's plenty of people in the comments saying about they're doing Periscope streaming is not taking anything down. Shout out DJ Flipside at 5, amazing, just inspirational DJ. Yeah, Periscope though, but who uses Periscope? Nobody uses Periscope. And that's the thing, everyone, I said this in my old OBS videos, and it's the same applies today. You want to stream where the people are, and people are on Facebook. Everyone in the world is on Facebook pretty much. And so that's why, yeah, it's really hard to avoid doing Facebook. And we'll talk about multi-streaming in a minute at different platforms, because that helps you kind of avoid all these sort of problems. But I don't want to get too off the topic that I've been talking about. So let's go back to video. All right, let's talk about video again. Video quality. Really liking OBS Camera on the iPad here, or the phone. My phone looked way better than this iPad did. My phone looked far superior to this, but yeah, really good. I'm so impressed by this. Again, this is both the sources at once. This is my main HDMI fancy mirrorless cameras going in, and the latency is still pretty much on point. It's certainly good enough for a DJ set. Absolutely. Really, really impressed by that OBS camera. But yeah, so the VR1 HD from Roland is a lot of money. It does 3 HDMI inputs. You can switch between them. You've got a line input, 2 mic inputs, phantom power. Phantom power, to be honest, that's the reason I'm using it for this tonight, because I'm using this Audio-Technica microphone, which is a condenser mic. It needs phantom power. And the device which I bought myself to do live streaming with doesn't have phantom power. And that is the Blackmagic A10 Mini. And this thing has been out of stock everywhere pretty much constantly the whole time since it came out last year. And that's because it's like $300 and it's a 4 HDMI switcher. And it's pretty awesome. So, like, if you've got cameras, let's say you have, you know, a couple of GoPros. Let's say you've got a couple of GoPros, or you've got a budget mirrorless camera or a DSLR, something like that. Anything with HDMI output needs to be a clean output, so you don't have, you know, the numbers or focus details and stuff on the screen. But if you've got something with a clean HDMI output, then the Blackmagic A10 Mini is absolutely superb. $300. You've got it works with the full ATEM switching software, and yeah, there's the 4 HDMIs. I can't really see that, but it's 4 HDMIs. You've got a pass through on one as well because it's designed for gaming and so on as well. But it's a seriously advanced piece of hardware, and it's $300, and I'm super happy with it. This is what I used for my Twitch stream the other night, and it was completely reliable. So audio sync was slightly off. This is something you always have to bear in mind with streaming and OBS and that kind of thing, is that sometimes things will fall out of sync and you need to tweak it ever so slightly. It depends on how much horsepower you're using. The reason I'm streaming off my MacBook Pro right now, because I did it on Wednesday night, I did it on my iMac, which is a slightly older, less powerful machine, doesn't have as much horsepower, doesn't have as many cores, and so the CPU was kind of running a bit hard whilst recording and streaming at the same time, whereas this one, it's handling it, touch wood, it's handling it pretty well. So yeah, the Blackmagic A10 Mini Pro, have they got a new one? They've just dropped a new one. Can stream directly out of it. Yeah, what's the price on that one? Anyone know the price of the $599? Yeah, see, that's a lot of money. Most DJs are going to have a computer they can use already, but that's I haven't seen that announcement today. I knew there was an announcement coming. That's pretty cool though. So yeah, you can stream directly from a device for $600 just like this, and just stream out without a computer. That's a pretty cool idea. So yeah, really like that. Blackmagic make amazing products, very pro products a lot of the time. I was surprised to see this was so affordable. But yeah, I just bought one, you know, because ultimately this Roland device, the VR1 HD, it is really good, but it's going back. It's a review unit. It will be going back in a few weeks. And to be honest, like, as great as this Roland actually is, it is like 4 times the price of the A10 Mini from Blackmagic. So yeah, I bought the A10 Mini for my needs anyway. It does have line inputs on there. It's they're not XLRs or anything, but it's got the mic inputs. They're mini jacks, but they can be switched to line inputs in the software. So yeah, really, really happy with that. The live energy is different. Alex Ngon. Yeah, the live sessions, as I say, for me, live sessions are just a way to connect with your audience, with people who like what you do. And, you know, I'm guessing most people watching this right now are DJs, whether you're a working career DJ or a hobby DJ. And it's great, you know, obviously it's important that DJs get paid for the work that they do in general. But most of us, we DJ because we love it and we want to share music with people and we want to have you know, everyone to have a good time. And so, yeah, I really enjoyed streaming. I think it's well worth doing. Zoom Q2N for 1080p video and audio recording, and it works as a USB microphone with OBS. Yeah, lots of great things. Somebody asking about motorized sliders. Don't buy yourself a motorized slider. I bought the Rhino Rov Pro motorized slider. It's amazing. It looked really cool in my live stream. But yeah, just save your money, right? It's not something you actually need to go and buy. This is the thing, right? You could go really far with this streaming stuff if you were really into it. Like, I was looking today at gaming PCs, like going, what if I just built myself a dedicated streaming box? You know, you could go full on with this. You could spend absolute fortunes on gear for streaming. And ultimately, I know that I'm speaking to DJs here, almost all of whom are not getting paid right now. You know, I've lost all my gigs. I'm in the same boat as you guys and girls, right? I've got no gigs either. My gigs are all summer gigs. I play an outdoor spot is my main residency, and that just never started in 2020. I hope it does at some point later in the year. But yeah, so I've been looking at affordable budget options for people, but it's worth looking at the higher end stuff as well, I think, because, you know, not everyone is you know, struggling with money right now. Some people have got some time, some people have got some money. So it's worth looking at. If you want to do the streaming on a long-term basis, if you're getting a feel for it and you're thinking, yeah, maybe this is for me, maybe I want to do streaming long-term, then yeah, so it's worth looking at other stuff. Another way of getting, if you have a GoPro, something with a clean HDMI output, then this is another capture card. I actually bought this because the Blackmagic was out of stock at the time, and I knew I'd need a switcher of some sort. Roland hadn't sent me the other one. And this is very simple. It is the AverMedia Live Gamer Mini, and it was about $120. And it just goes in over USB 2. You've got 2 HDMI ports on it, one in, one out, and you can run straight in. And that was plug and play. Like, that just works straight away with everything I've tried it with so far. And it just shows up in OBS as a webcam, which is what you want. Like, any device that you get to plug in, ideally, if you're using OBS or Streamlabs or whatever, you want something that shows up as a webcam. It's a UVC control, I think, something like that is what it's called. And so, yeah, that's basically what you're after. And this thing, yeah, AverMedia Live Gamer Mini, it's really affordable as these things go. You can pay a lot of money for capture cards. If you just want one source to go in, you know, maybe use OBS Camera on your phone or whatever for your second camera, then that's really a great option. Obviously now I've got the Blackmagic. The Blackmagic came into stock, so I'll be selling this once the world gets back to normal a bit, but it's good to have it around in the meantime. So yeah, let's go through some comments, see what's going up in the comments. Camera and webcam both linked up on OBS. That's the thing, you know, don't worry about mixing and matching stuff. You know, if you've got different, like right now I would be quite happy using one of these HDMI cameras or a webcam and using the phone one as well, or the iPad one, because for me that just looks good enough. As I say, you're DJing, 95% of what you're doing is about audio. That is what counts. And so having a camera that looks like this, for me, that's pretty good. I don't have a problem with that at all. I think that works really nicely. So yeah, very happy. Someone, World of DJs, Twitch is the best for DJs. Yeah, okay. All right, let's move on then. It's past. We've been in, I'm going to go for probably about another half an hour. We'll see how we go. This is just one man sat in a room talking to effectively himself at midnight, which is kind of weird, right? But yeah, it's great to see you all in the comments. Shout out everyone who's locked in, tuned in a little bit. A little slower about who does the graphics and lower thirds. Okay, that is Nerd or Die is the site that I used. But to be honest, just go and search for OBS overlays. There are tons of them out there. Loads of people do them. And so yeah, just OBS overlays. But Nerd or Die, that's just the one that I saw on another channel. Checked it out. Didn't I do a video with OBS with 2 cameras and no other box? Right, the thing is, right, that was with Logitech C920 webcams, which I still stand by, okay? If you can get them, the C920s are great. But you can't get them right now. There aren't any streaming bits of hardware in the world at all right now. Everyone's bought them because everyone's working from home. They're doing Zoom. They're doing, you know, house party. They're doing meetings over FaceTime or Skype. And so everyone's buying webcams. Anything to do with streaming, you can't buy it. Not because DJs have bought it all, but because the whole world has bought it all, because everyone's on lockdown. And there's people like scalping, you know, for webcams and stuff on eBay, which is really not cool, right? Really not cool. Jeff Sorensen, what about lighting? If you're live streaming, lighting, just turn the lights on. That's what I say. It just needs to be bright, because especially with, you know, cheaper cameras like webcams, GoPros, things like that, with small sensors, with little tiny sensors, they're really bad in low light, almost exclusively, you know. And so don't try and get too cool with it. Just have nice nice bright lighting. When I did my stream the other night, I had some cool like color changing lighting in the corner, but then I had one of my little, you know, LED video lights just in my face to make sure that I was fully lit, you know, and that worked really well. So don't try and make it too funky. I know everyone wants to recreate the club kind of thing, but again, the visuals, it's not the most important thing. So therefore, just put the lights on. That's what I would say there. If you have, avoid Microsoft webcams, guys. They are available, but bleep. Yeah, no, I bought a Microsoft one when I first started making videos. Like when I started making videos on YouTube, I was using, first of all, it was my phone. And then I bought a Microsoft webcam, and it was hot garbage. They might be better now, but the one I bought, this is like 2013, was really, really bad. Didn't get on with it at all. Then I moved on to GoPros and stuff. So, you know, again, I started YouTube with a phone and a webcam. So you can definitely do live streaming with a phone and a webcam. LifeX bulbs to make my stream pretty, like color changing stuff. I mean, if you've got things like that, if you have things that do like color changing or anything like that, that is cool, right? It's nice to have cool lighting, but it's not a priority. Can you plug GoPro directly into HDMI input on laptop without a capture card? No, you cannot. Which is an endless source of annoyance for me with GoPros, because GoPros would be perfect. I believe there are some webcams, some action cameras where you can do that, but GoPros you cannot. You have to run out of an HDMI into the computer, and it's not. It's a real shame. Like, yeah, you can't really use a GoPro for streaming without something like the Ava Media, you know, Live Gamer Mini capture card, something like that with an HDMI on it and a USB to your computer. The thing is USB 2.0. This is quite interesting to me, is that I thought it would take a lot of bandwidth, and actually the Roland one that I'm using, the VR1 HD, that is USB 3, and it won't work without USB 3. I tried plugging a regular USB cable into it, and it didn't work at all. But the Blackmagic A10 Mini, as far as I can ascertain, is actually just a USB 2 device. It's not even USB 3, let alone it has a USB-C port on it, but it's just a USB 2.0, and the same goes for that A10, the Ava Media thing as well. So you don't need, you know, a massive amount of bandwidth to run it. Yeah, capture card required with GoPro. Right, what else? There's some apps where you can use your phone. I'll go back to this because not everyone's been watching the whole time. OBS Camera for your Android or your iOS device is fully recommended. Here it is right now, running in over a USB cable into the laptop, into OBS. Latency is on point. You know, this is the front-facing camera from an iPad. It's not a great camera, but it looks great. You know, the latency is very acceptable. It's like $18. Fully co-sign this app. And I'm sorry I didn't look at it before. Lots of people telling me to do so. But yeah, I think this is an absolutely fantastic option. If you've got no other way to do it, this is absolutely great. Which GoPro camera can you live stream on? Periscope, Facebook? Again, you can't. GoPros they're not ideal for streaming. The only way to get stuff out of a GoPro without a massive amount of hassle, I don't even think it's possible, is to use an HDMI capture card like one of these, which will cost you at least $100. You're better off using the phone app or something like that. That would be a much better option. Right, okay. SJ Cam works in OBS over USB. SJ Cams, they're quite affordable action cameras, I believe. I will investigate those. You know, the trouble is with this stuff right now, I don't mind spending the money on it to try and help you guys and girls out, but you just can't buy a lot of stuff. Like, loads of things are unavailable and delivery is not happening a lot. So I'm doing my best. I'm collecting as much as I can. And this streaming is going to be all we're talking about for a while, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to keep looking into that. What else we got? OBS Camera. I believe it does work with Android. I'm sure it does. I'm sure I saw it on their page. I don't know. I don't do Android, I'm afraid. OBS Camera. There, live Googling. How does that? You lot could do it in the comments for me. How about that? OBS Camera on Android. Anyone? OBS Camera. Oh, no. I'm really sorry. It's just iPhone. It's iOS. It is Windows and Mac. I think that's where I got confused. It's definitely Windows and Mac. But yeah, sorry about that, guys and girls. So if anyone knows an alternative for Android to OBS Camera, then do let us know. Drop that in the comments. Let everybody know about that. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't realise that. My mistake. Yeah, my 3 videos on streaming from a few years ago still on point today. That's the thing. A lot of it hasn't changed. Most of this stuff hasn't changed, and there's very little different. You know, the issues that you have with OBS. This is really annoying in that 3 years have passed, and in OBS you still can't choose a different audio channel from your USB interface. I really wish you could, but you can't complain because OBS is free. So I will never complain about that because it's open source, it's free. The fact that people have put in this work to make this product, to make this bit of software that is so good and so powerful for zero money is just yeah, absolute respect to the OBS crew, whoever's putting that together, absolutely respect. S9 USB is an audio source to OBS. I covered that in those OBS videos in the past. That has not changed. Just go back and watch those, you know. iPhones are better, Danny West. Yeah, you know what? I'm an Apple person. I've been quite annoyed with Apple about quite a lot of things recently. I'm not an, you know, when you've got loads of devices in your family, you can't move them around to different platforms, you know. So my household is all iOS. I know IV Cam for Android. Is that the one? IV Cam for Android, worth checking out as well. Definitely worth a look. Revisit the $99 Roland mixer, Jesse Lopez. Do you mean the Go Mixer Pro? Is this one? This one, right? Look, moving my stuff. Is that the one? Because I have it. I haven't finished with it. To be honest, I haven't even plugged it in yet. So that's next on my list. I've got that, and I've got the iRig Stream. The iRig Stream just arrived today. That is the two on my list because, again, you know, mobile streaming is really important. I don't care about mono. DJ Feta saying the SE4 is mono. I don't care about mono. I always run. Here's my little. I always run Serato and anything else. I just run it all in mono all the time because, especially if you're playing older music, stuff that has different, you know, really wide stereo and stuff, it can sound really bad on a club system. Most club systems, not all, but most club systems are not properly tuned for stereo. And so I just run in mono all the time. So yeah, just mono. Mono's the way forward. I don't care. Not a problem at all. A little tip I found. Cable, everything. Ethernet cables, iPhone, iPad cables, etc. Don't do anything wireless. Pete Dalton. Yeah, I mean, wherever you can. You know, I'm using this MacBook Pro with only USB-Cs on it. I don't have an Ethernet adapter to USB-C, so I'm running on wireless right now. Touch wood, it's all still working. It's been working for 40 minutes. At the moment, as I say, when DJs are mostly out of work and when DJs are stuck at home and when getting deliveries is hard, you know, you've got to use what you've got. And this is why I'm really happy, like OBS Camera is so good. This is why I say, you know, use something like a Rode SE4 if you don't have loads of money. The SE4 is a massive nightmare. It's a big problem. But yeah, if that's all you've got, use that, you know? That's the whole thing for me. 1 second. $40 minutes talking non-stop. The best flavour of Red Bull is the pear flavour, sugar-free pear that I discovered in the States in January, and it is incredible. If you're into your energy drinks, Red Bull, especially Red Bull sugar-free pear, the green one, is the best thing I've ever had. It's incredible. The coconut one, yeah, I'm on that. But yeah, the green one, absolutely next level. So, DJ Decamus, have fun with it. I've done everything with green screens to multi-cameras. That's the thing, live streaming is really fun. I think that's what a lot of DJs are starting to realise in these times, is actually, it's a bit like doing radio. You know, it's a good chance to experiment with what you play. You know, don't just go out there and play what you'd normally play in the club. Like, be a little bit left field with it. Take it in a direction that maybe your audience aren't going to expect, and just have fun with it and play with this technology. Like, if you've got, you know, if you have possibilities to try things out, then try it out. You know, green screen, I've never messed with green screen, but it could be quite fun. So what are we talking about? Always in the comments, Pear Red Bull. It's the one. Trust me, it's amazing. So what's going on? Can I roll up back a little bit? Best monitors for studio use. I really like the Adam ones. The new KRKs are really good. I mean, this is going off topic a little bit. Do you just want me to talk about streaming? It's all anyone wants to talk about right now, doesn't, you know, it seems to me. And we haven't covered, right, yeah, we haven't covered. We'll do another one of these another time if you're all into it, right? But yeah, let's talk about platforms again and multi-streaming. Now, I tried 2 different services this week. I tried Caster, C-A-S-T-R, and I tried Restream. And the thing with Caster, it's great. Like, it works for multi-streaming to different platforms. Very good. It's a bit cheaper than Restream, because the thing with Restream is they have a free version, but you can only stream to a personal Facebook profile. You can't stream to a Facebook page. And obviously, I want to stream to my Mojaxx page. And in the case of this stream right here, I want to stream to, you know, DJcity's page. So you have to pay for that then. And Restream, if you're streaming to a page, it's like $17, $19 or something a month, right? Which is not insignificant, but Restream is fantastic because not only do you get the ability to stream out to all the different platforms at once, but you also get the consolidated chat. So I've now got an app open on this computer in front of me where I can see the chat coming in from Facebook and YouTube all at once. And I think we're going to Periscope as well, but no one's watching on there. Oh, no, there's somebody watching on there. Hello, 7 City Banger. There, you popped up right now. So, yeah, all of that goes into one chat, and the bots, you know, it's like, oh, we're letting the robots do the work, and it feeds out to everybody. So everyone sees the same comments. You can embed it into your stream in OBS. That's what I did in my stream on Wednesday night. So that's pretty awesome. And so, yeah, if you really want to do, you know, this kind of, this streaming stuff on a decent kind of next level, raise it up a bit, then, you know, Restream is fantastic. It seems very reliable. All you're doing is sending out one stream to Restream, and then they then transmit that out to the other platforms, whatever platforms you've chosen. It all links up. It's really good. And the chat feature, that is what Jeff Van's like. Yeah, that's the one, right? The chat feature is what elevates it above the other services that I've tried so far. Because for me, the streaming stuff is all about community. It's all about building that community and working with people that are watching you, and just, you know, being in touch with people, especially at this time when everyone's at home, stuck at home, not a lot of human contact. So yeah, for me, absolutely, Restream is well worth it. Ecamm, Gareth McKinney, you know what? Ecamm is used by Phil at Digital DJ Tips. Shout out to Phil. He did a behind the scenes of his streaming setup the other day on Digital DJ Tips channel, and yeah, Ecamm looks amazing, but it's something, again, that costs money. OBS is free. And I'm trying to focus on, for giving advice at least, I'm trying to focus on the more affordable things right now. And so if OBS is free, Ecamm costs money, it's going to be OBS. You know, I need to learn about OBS because that's the way forward. So let's have a look. Can you use a micro USB to USB-C adapter for the Roland Go mixer, not the Pro version? Let's put it back on the table. Right, so the Roland Go mixer, I don't have any Android devices to check this out with, right? It only comes with a micro USB, and it comes with a Lightning. It does not come with a USB-C. According to what I looked at during, while I was doing the review, I looked on the Roland website, I looked at all the support stuff. It looks like they don't officially support USB-C. But then in the video I did about it, somebody commented, I've been using my Samsung whatever with USB-C with an adapter with the Go mixer, and it works perfectly. So I can't guarantee you that it's going to work with USB-C. And again, like, if money's tight right now, returning stuff might be a problem right now. You know, the mail might be down where you are, that kind of stuff, right? So, you know, I can't guarantee it. And so it's a hard recommend for me. You know, if anyone else is using the Roland Go mixer, the more affordable one with Android out there, and they've got USB-C and it's working, just let us know, right? Because I'd really appreciate it, because I can't test that. Don't have an Android device. The iRig Stream, which has just arrived today, that one does work with USB-C. It's got another proprietary cable at one end, which I'm not a fan of, but if it works, it works. The Livecast. So the Roland Go Livecast is the one that I'm not sure about of all of them. It seems like it's designed to work with Roland's own app and not necessarily with just, Instagram or whatever you want to use. Let's talk about Instagram, because obviously shout out D-Nice, running Instagram. There's lots of DJs getting great traction on Instagram. It's working really well. But of course, you can only do mobile streaming with Instagram. There is something going around, Duck something or whatever it's called. I don't know. I can't remember the name of it right now. But I think trying to plug into Instagram and like hijack the app and make it play, I think there's risks involved there. Because you're doing stuff that's not supported with an API by Instagram. It's not something they want you to do. And you also have to put your password into an app. You don't really know who's made that app. I think if you're going to do Instagram, the spirit for me of Instagram is to keep it live, keep it just on the phone, get direct audio in there, make it nice for people. But yeah, I feel like, yeah, I don't know. Has anyone tried that yellow duck? That's what it is. Yeah. I haven't tried. I'm not sure about putting my password into it. Honestly, it's one of those. You know, we'll get your account taken down. This is what people are saying. Yeah, I don't know, and it seems to be a bit flaky. Honestly, like if you want to do Instagram, keep it like really raw, keep it fresh, just get nice audio in there, and just roll like that. That's the way forward, as far as I'm concerned. It's a better way to go. I'm not going to go back down to explaining DSLR and GoPro for video while streaming. I've covered that earlier. You'll have to rewatch the rest of it later, I'm afraid. But suffice to say, you need a capture card of some sort, HDMI capture card, like this AverMedia Live Gamer Mini. It's got HDMI input, USB out to your computer. OBS Studio sees it as a webcam, and there you go, straight away. And there are bigger versions of that, like the Blackmagic A10 Mini, which I bought, and the Roland VR1 HD, which they've sent me to review. All of this. So there you go. Right, 10 more minutes, and we're going to call it a night because it is 10 to 1 in the morning here in the UK, and I'm quite tired. So, is there any other questions we can talk about that aren't related to streaming? Anything else? Let's have a look. Anyone got any non-streaming related questions? Because there will be, this is the thing, right? There will be more streaming content coming. Like, I know this is what everyone's talking about right now. So I will keep it, you know, I'll keep the streaming stuff moving. Let's see if there's anything else we can talk about apart from that. Let's see. Schenker. Yes, the Schenker. Right. This is the thing, right? Okay. The Schenker laptop, the Windows laptop, you can just take this as a spoiler for the review. It's really good. I'll be using it for DJing until it dies because it's great, right? Windows is horrible. I absolutely can't stand Windows. Honestly, like as a day-to-day operating system, it's nasty. I don't like it at all. I know there's lots of people out there who truly love Windows. All respect to you. It's just not for me. I'm a Mac guy through and through. Right, but when it comes to DJing, once you've got Serato open, once you've got Rekordbox open, whatever you're using, who knows the difference? And that Schenker machine is like half the price of an equivalent MacBook Pro. It hasn't let me down. I used it with Phase and Serato all year. I used a laptop more last year than I have 4 years, and it just works. It's never let me down. So the Schenker Audio Edition, fully recommended. They've actually, I was going to do the review a few weeks ago, and they asked me to hold it back because they were going to make some changes or whatever. They had new stuff to announce, and so I actually got asked to hold it back for a bit. But the review, when it comes, will be amazing. When is Beat Source coming to Denon Prime? I don't know. Actually, genuinely, I'm not like not telling you. I just don't know. It's coming though, right? Beat Source is on the way. It's going to be amazing. V10 first look. There is a V10 review. The Pioneer DJM V10 6-channel monster mixer. There is a review. Basically, we've had a copyright claim on it. That's the only reason it hasn't gone out. We're trying to resolve that. The video is coming, right? The review is coming. It's like half an hour long, so that'll give you something to do on lockdown because it's coming, right? Okay, this non-streaming. Come on, what else we got there? What's the deal with Rekordbox? There's lots of stuff going on with Rekordbox. They're moving forward with that a lot. The scratch protector 7-inch record. No, I haven't done any scratching lately at all. I've been all over this. Let's go back up the stream a little bit. Shout out to everyone who's commented. We've had like 300 comments, which is pretty amazing. Thank you very much. Everyone who's locked in, everyone who's commented, everyone who's dropping knowledge in the comments as well. Because, you know, as I say, I'm not a streaming expert. I am learning this stuff as we go. Literally, like the OBS camera thing, I just learned that yesterday. I learned that you could use it wired, and therefore I used it. And that was because someone else told me about it. So, yeah, I'm not a streaming expert. Definitely not. How's that new Pioneer controller? The XDJ-XZ is fantastic. It's really expensive. It's a lot of money compared to like the Denon DJ Prime 4, but it's really good. Like if you want the closest thing to CDJ Nexus is at home, that's the closest thing you'll get for like a third of the price. So I do really like it. It feels like using Nexuses, absolutely. Let's see. Okay, what else we got in there? How did I get my name? You know what it was? I used to DJ as part of a duo, Fat Plastic, P-H-A-T, Plastic. We played funky beats and stuff, and I lived in London. And it's really important when you make a DJ name to not be like a generic DJ name, because you have to be able to get the Facebook profile, the Instagram, the Twitter, everything else, because people will take every obvious name. And so I just sat there for like 2 evenings in a row, and I just kind of put Mojaxx. It's like more. Mo is like more, and then Jack in like Jax, and then put 2 X's, and then I went and checked: is the .com website address available? Is Facebook available at that time? It's probably MySpace or whatever as well, and that's all it was. So don't worry about having a cool name. Like Mojaxx doesn't really mean anything. It's just a unique name. So I would say that to anyone starting out. Like, don't worry about being DJ such and such. Just come up with a name, and if your own name is cool, just stick with your own name. Like, there's nothing bad about that whatsoever. Yeah, well, we're talking about, okay, Senator Wax Davis, right? You're saying that back in the 90s, you could make your name by being good on the turntables, but you still had to have a DJ name. And there were loads of people with the same DJ name, because in those days, you weren't connected around the world with everybody. So actually, there could have been like multiple DJ Scratches or DJ Raps or, DJ Cutmasters or whatever. So it's actually kind of better now, because you can have a unique name. You make a name for yourself by being dope. That's fundamentally the case. But, you've got to come up with an actual tag for yourself in the same way that you would whatever art form that you do. You've got to have a tag. You've got to have a name. What are we looking at back there? Anyone else? Any info about Tractor? Oh, dear. Hang on a sec. I need a drink. You don't want to hear me drinking. So here's the thing. I love Tractor. Tractor does stuff that is really, really good. It does some stuff better than any other platform. I love Serato. I love Rekordbox. I'm trying out Mixed Vibes at the moment. I'm trying to support the little guys a bit more. So I'm trying out Mixed Vibes. I'm going to give that a review quite soon. But yeah, Tractor, it seems like somebody in that organization at Native Instruments has kind of lost interest in it for a while. It didn't go anywhere. There was no new updates. There are definitely some good people there who are really into Tractor. They really want to make it happen again. I hope it pops off again. Absolutely. I really do. I hope it comes back too. So yeah, what else? Newmark Scratch, good for a club setting. I mean, it's a really, really good budget mixer, but it's not on a level with a full club mixer. Like a Pioneer DJM or just basically something more expensive. It's not on that same level. So if you're looking for like amazing sound quality, it'll do the job up to a point. But in general, if you've got the option to use something better in a venue, I would not be taking it out with me. What else? Couple more little questions, because it's 5:01 in the morning here and I am quite tired. What are your thoughts on riders that go to promoters that go and demand a Nexus 2 setup for bigger artists? I don't like it, because I feel you should be able to play on a WeGo if you had to. Actually, no, I don't, because the thing is, when you get to a certain level as a DJ, or even like a mid-level, you need to trust that the equipment you're going to use is going to be excellent quality and it's going to be reliable. It comes back to that question about the Newmark Scratch in a club setting. Is a DJ WeGo going to sound that good? Is it going to represent you to your best on a big club system? No, it's not. Like, the WeGo's wicked. Like, it's a cool little beginner controller, great for the bedroom, maybe even for small bars. But it's not something you want to hear on a massive, Martin Audio or Void sound system. So there is a certain level of quality that in a club setting you should demand as a DJ. Even if you're not a big name and you don't have a rider, you should be looking for your venues to support what you do as a DJ in the art form. And, obviously we're in very bad times in the DJ game, the club game, all of that right now. But yeah, I think it's important to maintain standards when it comes to stuff that you play out on. I really do. Right, okay, 4 minutes. What's my favourite Bill Withers song? It's just Lovely Day. Like, I'm not going to pretend like I'm deep in Bill Withers. Like, a real shame. Rest in peace. He's passed away. An amazing contribution. But yeah, Lovely Day is it's timeless, right? It's an incredible record. When the wild cards for 3-star will be announced, I don't know. Like, Red Bull haven't kept me in the loop on any of that. I know that 3-star is going to continue. Once all this is out of the way, 3-star will be back and will be great. It's amazing. yeah, just talking to yourself for an hour really is not great. When are we going to do the Mojaxx AGI Pro DJ collaboration live stream? We can do that. We'll do it on your channel. Just holler at me. AGI Pro DJ, shout out to them. I used to watch their YouTube videos back in the day. I have a lot of love for a lot of different retailers. I have no real favorites, but when it comes to AGI Pro DJ, yeah, they were making great YouTube videos. They were one of my inspirations to make YouTube in the first place. When will FaZe become native? I don't know. I was thinking I might send them an email and see if they've got a build for me to try. But the problem is with that, I feel like it's not just the FaZe firmware that you'll need. You'll also need an updated version of Serato. So it's not something that MWM could give me to try just on their own. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the FaZe update. At some point in one of my live streams, I'm going to do it with Serato, DVS and FaZe because yeah, still, you know, really good. Do I know a way of uploading remixes to Spotify, that kind of thing? No, you need to do it officially, basically. You can't, you know, if you're trying to put out edits and stuff, yeah, there's not a lot of options to do it. Obviously, SoundCloud is not what it was. We'll talk about that. What do you think about DJ unions? Lots of discussions here in the UK lately between lots of DJs while we're all kind of furloughed, talking about what you know, the next steps when we come out of this. What are we going to do differently? And yeah, unions is kind of a way that people are talking about that kind of ideas. Right, we are rapidly about what are the thoughts on mixed in key Flow 8. I love mixed in key. It is my full on. I use it for all of my tracks because it means my key display is consistent across Rekordbox, Serato, Engine Prime, all of that. So I just always use mixed in key. I haven't really messed with the more recent ones because I found that they just take. They analyze all this extra stuff that I don't really care about. I just want the key. So I will be getting through a little bit more into mixed in key because I met one of the guys from there at Amsterdam Dance event last year. Am I doing a sticker lock vinyl review? I am hoping I'll get the sticker lock vinyl from Serato. To be honest, Blakey from Serato just did a great video about that anyway. So just go watch the Serato video about that. You know, Serato are friends of ours at DJcity and Beat Source, and I fully recommend that video. Also go and watch the video from Cut Corners about live streaming that he just put out yesterday. One thing that I might try and do in the coming days is what I might do with my own website, like mojaxx.com, is I might actually turn it from just a holding page into a big bunch of links. So all this stuff that I've been watching and reading about live streaming, I'll put on there and you can just check out all the links at once. That might be a good thing. Right, so yeah. Everyone share this and subscribe to Beat Source. Yeah, Beat Source, it's coming, right? It's still moving forward. I'm really excited for Beat Source. The actual store is available now. The streaming service link is on its way. I promise you it's going to be really, really good. This is something else that might come out of this whole thing, you know, and I'll talk about it on another one of these maybe. But yeah, streaming, there are people out there who doubt it. But I feel like right now, if you were stuck at home, why wouldn't you want to have like a few million tracks to play with in your DJ software? I don't know. Like for me, streaming, the time is now. Obviously, you can't really do it right now, but I think maybe the time is coming sooner than what I was thinking it's going to come. It's really excited. So yeah, I am going to wrap it up because it is 1 a.m. here. I've been talking solidly for an hour and my throat is quite worn out now. So thanks to all of you for tuning in. I genuinely hope you're all safe and well and you stay safe and well and your families all stay safe and well. And I hope you're not being impacted too badly financially by this. You know, I know all of my friends are DJs. I don't have any friends who aren't DJs and all of them are impacted right now, including myself. As I say, all my gigs have disappeared. So let's all just work together as a community. Any knowledge that you've got, you know, share it with people. Put it in the comments on here. Comment on our videos that we're putting out. Whatever you can do just to share that knowledge, and we'll all work together. Go watch all the other channels as well. You know, TLM, Digital DJ Tips, Crossfader. They're all putting out great content, especially on the subject of streaming. We're all on the case. DJstuff.fr. Shout out to Leo there. So just big thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to try and end this stream without too much of an issue. That could be challenging. Something I haven't quite worked out in restream.io yet. But yeah, fully recommended. Hopefully, I'll have more info for you. We'll probably do another one of these. There'll be an actual review of the iRig stream coming very soon. Let's change back to that iPhone camera. OBS cam. It's amazing. Look at that. OBS camera. Love it. That's an iPad front-facing camera. So that review is coming soon. The Go Mixer Pro I've got in front of me, that's coming soon, right? So all of this is coming. Yeah, everybody, you'll stay safe, look after yourselves, look after each other, and make sure you're subscribed for all our future tips, tricks, and product reviews. I'll see you soon.